We are live.
Sweet.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Film Culture Podcast. My name is Declan, and I'm here with James. James,
Hello.
can you say hi?
I just want to beat me to it, but hello, everybody.
Hello, guys. So, we're Film Culture. We're going to be talking about this week's news, and 10 Cloverfield Lane is the movie that we're going to be talking about today. So, yeah. So, James, what's the first news story this week?
News has broken that after the immense success and raving critical reviews of Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, if Disney has announced a sequel, Harrison Ford and Steven Spielberg are both being brought back to star and direct, respectfully. Both of the men in their 70s. Declan, what do you think of this announcement?
I was surprised, to be honest, because I thought they were going to go with the prequel route. Like, they were doing the Han Solo, not Harrison Ford movie. But I am surprised that they're doing this still. Especially after Indiana Jones.
And the Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
Well, this would be a great way to start it off, but I've only seen one Indiana Jones movie, Temple of Doom. Yeah. I have a surprising lack of Spielberg in my filmography.
Yeah, that's how I am too. I love Spielberg in the films I have seen by him. Like, all of his films are great, but I can't say that I've seen all the Indiana Jones films.
Yeah, they're on my bucket list. Like, I have a box collection of the Ocean's films along with a couple of James Dean, so I have to catch up on stuff.
Nice. I've seen, I think, the first Indiana Jones film, and then the Temple or Crystal Skull, which is not the best one. But no. Do you think it's a good idea for them to do this again?
No. Well, I think it'd be a good idea, but in a perfect world, my idea was that having almost no insight into the Indiana Jones franchise, I thought it'd be really cool if we could have an entire story told in a flashback, where it would be Indy recounting his old adventures. That way we could still have him as a star, per se.
Yeah.
But not having to put him through more injury process, like how he twisted his ankle on the Force Awakens set.
Yeah. Or the airplane crash.
Yeah. And who knows, maybe we could get the person who wins the Han Solo audition to play him and get more attention to someone like Alden from Hail Caesar.
Yeah. I was surprised, for sure, because I knew they weren't going to do what they were setting up to do, because Crystal Skull, they set up Shia LaBeouf to be like the next Indiana Jones character. But after what Shia LaBeouf has done in the last couple of years, I don't really know if he's a person to put a franchise on his shoulders. But I do like the fact that George Lucas isn't in this, because I heard that there was a script a while back that was going to be a lot better than the Crystal Skull, but George Lucas did not like it. And I guess that's the script they're going to go with this time. And that one had praise by Steven Spielberg and Harrison Ford, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it was actually one of the articles, or one of the websites I followed did an article recently about a bunch of Indiana Jones spec scripts that didn't go through, and a lot of them were written by George Lucas himself, and they were weird, like, damn, I can't think of anything right now, but there was quite a few ones with aliens prior to Crystal Skull being written. So we could see it was always an idea in his mind, but lo and behold, it didn't happen until 30-ish years later.
Yeah.
And oh well, that worked out.
Yeah. Okay, what's our next news topic?
This Friday, or last Friday, Daredevil Season 2 was dropped. And you have much more experience seeing it than I do, so what are your thoughts on it so far?
Well, since you have only seen the first season, I won't spoil anything. But as you can probably tell by the trailers, they've introduced the Punisher and Elektra. And I would say this is probably the best on-screen, depiction of these characters, which isn't saying much, because, I don't even know, was it Jennifer Gardner that played Elektra?
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
not a good thing.
Yeah, but I'm almost completely through it. I have 30 minutes left. and it's so good. If you've seen the first season and you've liked that, the first season is really well done, but this season tops it big time. And
Yeah.
I can't, I literally stopped watching the last episode before we had to start doing this show. So I was
Oh,
kind of
damn, sorry.
I was upset that I had to stop, but it's so good. And I'm sad that I already have to wait a whole year to see it again.
Yeah. For the viewers or for all two people out there watching right now, I've only gotten about halfway through season 1, so I don't know much about it. But concerning that my binging process as of recently is getting through the second to last season of Friends, I'm probably the best person to talk to about this. I mean, when it comes down to it, when it's ultra violence in a Marvel universe and Ross and Rachel's will they or won't they relationship, it's really hard to choose.
Yeah. Well, did you watch Jessica Jones at all?
No, I was gonna wait till I finished Daredevil, and look how that turned out.
Yeah, I started it. It's not as good as Daredevil. It's still good. It's a lot slower, but I guess in the last 2 days they released the trailer for Luke Cage, his own
Yeah,
show,
a
and
teaser trailer.
I was surprised by that because I'm not sure if they're gonna replace Jessica Jones with that, or if they're still gonna do a Jessica Jones season 2.
No, from what I read a while back, it was every 6 months. I think they're doing a new Marvel series, so it'd be Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and something else. There'll
Yeah, they
be
have Iron Fist. They have the guy from Games of Thrones doing that.
yeah. Don't watch that either. Don't pay for HBO.
And then they also greenlit a Punisher franchise, like a show
They
with
did?
him. Yeah, it was even before this came out. The test screenings, I guess, were going so good that, and the Iron Fist thing wasn't panning out, so they greenlit a Punisher. I don't know if that's still going to go now that they're actually starting to move forward with Iron Fist, though.
I also saw something today where Jeremy Renner was talking to some. I think it was Slash Film or someone, and he said he would be completely open to a Hawkeye Marvel series since he has almost no time in the movies, and he's by far the least
really cool.
interesting one there. So there could be another one to add to their list.
But the problem with that, I see, is because Marvel separated last year into their TV and film parts. Yeah. But I know that Peggy Carter is still produced by Kevin Feige, and it's pretty much ran by the people that do the film thing.
I'm pretty sure he's also doing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, so I would wonder if they did a Hawkeye thing, if they would go more the ABC route instead of the. I would rather see a Netflix one, but I think how it would have to go down is the ABC way.
When you consider his family history, yeah. I'd rather watch it on a cable show. That way, I don't see his family get brutally murdered and raped. So yeah, ABC would be a nice company to go with.
Yeah, for sure. I'm kind of scared about all that because I feel like the TV thing is so tiptoeing around everything because of they have to pretty much wait to see what the films do so they don't contradict it.
I can see where you're going there, but I think it's in Daredevil where they actually bring up the chaos brought in by the Avengers, and
yeah,
there is a small integration that's not huge that could lead to better things.
Yeah. The problem I see though is the films won't acknowledge the TV shows at all, and the TV shows are yeah, we're part of them, but they can't really do anything because they're not allowed to, and that's the only thing that I'm bummed out about.
Yeah, and to completely change companies, I think DC greenlit a series too where it was the government hiring a cleanup crew to clean up after superheroes. Actually, was it Marvel?
I don't know. I don't know which.
They're talking about it, and there was going to be a slight integration there, but it wasn't going to be a network show.
Oh, and I like how DC did theirs though because they have the whole Flash show with the multi-universe thing. So the film's part of the same thing, just in a different Earth, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't watch those either. I am 2 months behind on Walking Dead, so I have nothing to speak for TV wise.
Yep. Don't feel bad. I haven't even seen Breaking Bad.
I think about halfway through it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, fun show, but then Orange is the New Black season 3 came on, and I had to throw it away.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the next topic?
Yours are hating me right now.
Why?
Ah, God, just my taste in TV shows is not going very well.
No, it's fine.
All right.
Friends is
It was announced
show.
that Simon Pegg will be starring in the new Steven Spielberg film Ready Player One as Ogden Morrow. Ogden Morrow has a relationship, or Ready Player One is about a MMO style world where you can log in from anywhere and be sucked into a Second Life sort of universe that has World of Warcraft style character development and other things. And Simon Pegg will be playing Ogden Morrow, which is a creator's best friend and someone who had a slight hand, per se, in the creation of this. What are your opinions on Simon Pegg and the book itself?
I have not read the book. It has interested me, and it sounds really good, and I'm excited to see the film, especially with Steven Spielberg directing. Like, once again, I'm excited about everything I've seen of his is great, except for Crystal Skull. But Simon Pegg is probably one of my top favorite actors of all time, and
Wow.
my unbiased opinion, since I'm a huge Edgar Wright film fan, and so he's made
completely unbiased.
Yeah, and Simon Pegg's been in all of them, and yeah, so Simon Pegg is just one of the greatest actors in my opinion.
Comedic, maybe I haven't seen his dramatic chops too much.
I've seen some of his indie stuff, and he's good in that too. Not as good as he is funny, but I hope that he does.
The only thing I can really remember him in is the Cornetto trilogy and the two Star Trek films we've seen.
Oh yeah. So you've read Ready Player One, right?
Yes.
Is his character very dramatic, or is it like comedy?
He doesn't really show up for a lot of the book. He's like a background character you don't see too much.
Oh, so you're telling me he's playing like a cameo?
Yes.
My favorite
But
actor.
I don't know how to say it without spoiling the book. But
Okay.
like the main character, with who they've hired so far, which I will check on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Since it is an alternate reality, you can make your character however you want.
Mm-hmm.
So the main character in the book is a fat, overweight, slightly Hispanic man, or boy, with acne all over his face.
This sounds so great.
Yes. And then the kid who they choose to play him is Ty Sheridan, a tiny 19-year-old white boy.
Oh.
Yes. So that being said, he's probably going to change drastically into the film, or they're going to screw up the adaptation, which they always do.
Yeah.
And to draw a comparison to Simon Pegg's character, in the world, he is a wizard.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and you can't exactly do that in real life.
Yeah.
So there is probably going to be some leniency there.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, yeah, it's perfect casting because he has a light tone to himself.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the entire thing is dripped in 80s nostalgia. So either if you're born in 70s, you're probably gonna love it.
Uh-huh.
And it has a bunch of homages to Rush, is the creator's favorite band, and they have an entire segment just in devotion to Ferris Bueller.
Really?
And that's to gloss over the fact that they mentioned Steven Spielberg movies a bunch in the book, which will be interesting how they adapt it.
Super meta.
Yeah.
Like if Steven Spielberg's just in the game or something like that, that'd be funny. Well,
has he acted before?
Has Steven Spielberg?
Yeah, or at least cameoed in his films.
I don't know if he's cameoed in his own films. I bet he has, but he was in an Austin Powers film. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, because
at the beginning when he's like the director of the Austin Powers movie.
Yeah, the one with, I think it was Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I think it was Goldmember, the third one. Yeah, when he's like making a film about it. So he has acted before, and he was funny in that. So if he just had like a tiny little cameo like that, if it would fit into the movie, that would be so funny.
Yeah, so he has cameos in Vanilla Sky, surprisingly enough. Men in Black, surprisingly enough. Lost World.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Gremlins,
I did not
Temple
know
of
that.
Doom, Blues Brothers, and Jaws.
Wow, I've seen Blues Brothers so many times, and I've never even realized that Steven Spielberg's in it.
Cook County's assessor's office clerk, so it is a cameo.
Oh, I'm gonna have to like watch that again.
I haven't seen it since I was like 13, 12 maybe. It's been a while.
My exposure to Blues Brothers that was my favorite movie as a little kid. I mean, like 2 and 3. I would dance to the
Oh
music.
God.
I would dance to the music, and I like burned out VHS tapes watching that movie over and over again. It was my favorite movie as a little kid. Okay, next news story.
All right. Paramount animated feature The Little Prince, based on the 1943 novel, was dropped from the release schedule 2 weeks before it was set to be released in theaters. But recently, Netflix picked it up onto their distribution platform. I do not believe a release date has been set for it. Have you known anything about the film prior to this whole debacle?
I had no idea until you told me about it. And then I tried looking it up. I think it was like trending on Facebook. And I watched the trailer, and the trailer looks so awesome. It has like 2 different animation styles that really are unique, and I like, since I like stylized stuff. And it has like Paul Rudd in it. It has a lot of voice talent. So I'm really excited to see it.
I'm assuming you like Fantastic Mr. Fox then.
Yeah, the stop motion type stuff I really liked. Yeah.
Let's see if I can go through some of the names here. Rachel McAdams, Paul Rudd, James Franco, Marion Cotillard, Benicio del Toro, Jeff Bridges, Paul Giamatti, Albert Brooks, and Ricky Gervais.
Did you say Paul Giamatti's in it?
Yes.
If Paramount just made like a big mistake, I would have spent so much money watching that in theaters. Now Netflix, I don't even have to pay Netflix. I just get it free.
Yeah, it just seems so amazing. And the director I'm looking at right now, he directed Kung Fu Panda.
The first one?
Yeah.
That really interests me now.
It's insane. How do you get this past just all these big names with a good director behind it? Just drop it off 2 weeks before it's released, especially an animated film, which is going to draw on such box office.
Yeah, I wonder why they dropped it. That's like, I want to find that out. We need to find out, like, if they haven't revealed the information, like, we need to like start something like a boycott or something, like a Mission Impossible 6. Why Paramount dropped The Little Prince? Because it looks so good.
Wait, let's see, film. I just love how you're talking. Whenever you're talking, I'm just going through Wikipedia looking for more information about this.
Yes. Okay, next topic, and then come back to it if you find out why.
All right. The X-Men. Great way to start it. The X-Men Apocalypse trailer started. X-Men Apocalypse will be released in late May, and this will be the first movie in a long time without Hugh Jackman in it as Wolverine. Have you seen the trailer?
I have seen the trailer, but
What are your thoughts on it?
What you just said surprised me actually, because I thought he had a cameo.
He very well might, but watching all the trailers, he hasn't been featured in it.
I know he's not the main character, but I thought like almost like First Class when like they walked into the bar and he was like, no. I felt like there'd be a tiny theme like that, but I guess not. I liked the trailer. It included some more stuff. I feel like this movie is getting downplayed a lot though, just because of Civil War and Batman vs Superman coming out this year. Yeah. I keep on forgetting about it, and then the trailer drops. I'm like, oh yeah.
I think the reason it's being overlooked is not only that, but it's probably the least hyped superhero movie among average people.
Yeah.
Like when you ask them what they're looking forward to it, I mean, hell, I'd probably put Jungle Book over that.
Yeah,
because of the promoting. Yeah,
they haven't been promoting at all. And then I was kind of afraid about the whole him getting big effect.
Well, that and just the whole way he looks.
Yeah, but the thing about him like getting a huge effect, I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. But then I was watching it in the theaters, like the trailer again, and when he's doing that, it looks like the person he has pinned to the floor is Charles, and he doesn't
No.
have his
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah.
and he doesn't have his wheelchair. So I wonder if it's like a dreams Charles is having.
Probably is.
Because
Or
I don't know how I would feel about the actual film of him getting like 70 feet tall.
is it just me? Or did he do something like that in the last movie?
Ah, I can't remember that well. I only saw the last one like once, and I can't even remember.
Well, it says here he's not going to be in this, but he will be. But he is going to be in the Wolverine movie.
Okay, did you see Deadpool?
Oh, of course.
I didn't get to see Deadpool, so don't spoil it. I'm not 17 yet, so I'm not allowed to walk into the theater. So I'll be able to buy it, because I'll be 17 when it comes on DVD. But my question is...
That's the great part about growing hair on your face. You look older.
Yeah.
I say without it with peach fuzz.
My question is Wolverine in Deadpool?
No.
He wasn't? So would that technically be the first X-Men movie without Wolverine? Because I felt like they should have done a cameo with Wolverine. And now I'm kind of disappointed that Deadpool didn't have a cameo, because I felt like that was perfect.
Well, the slightly spoiler joke, he does make a joke about how, what's his name, Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead are the only one to appear, and he just looks at the camera and says, it's almost like they didn't have enough budget to hire more people.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next. But there was a little thing where you could see a Sexiest Man Alive or something like that with his face on the cover, so they do know.
Oh, okay.
There is a little wink at the audience.
Okay, next topic.
The R-rated animated movie Sausage Party. The trailer came out. It also premiered at South by Southwest simultaneously, an unfinished copy with some scenes not even fully animated yet. That being said, it has rave reviews coming out. Having seen the trailer, do you think it'll keep up that when it's released to the masses?
Yes, I actually have some funny stories to go along with this trailer. So I saw it. I thought it was really funny. I loved it. And then I was sitting on the couch like 3 hours later, and this is after I've seen the trailer like 5 times. And I hear my dad on his phone. He turns up his volume, and I can start hearing the trailer going. And I can just slowly watch my dad's face. I didn't warn him. I just see my dad's face. He's like, oh, look at this movie, and stuff like that. And then it gets to the potato part. I start busting out laughing. My dad starts busting out laughing. It was so funny. It was like the funniest reaction ever. And then the other thing, so I think it's hilarious, but my parent was thinking that she's afraid that like parents are going to take their kids to watch this.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like on the movie poster they should have like a huge R on it or something like that.
Well, when you consider that the bun has a vagina for a mouth, I think that might tip some scales.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, even like I had a friend who was watching it, and she had no idea. It was like, oh yeah, this trailer's coming out. It's supposedly rated R. Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, let's see, it couldn't be that bad. And it's like, oh, this is nice and pleasant. And the potato part is slowly encroaching and encroaching. I get this big old smile, and she has no idea. And the second the first slash hits, just a face of horror. And she's just like, what the hell is this? She's losing her mind, and it's just the funniest thing I've seen in a long time.
Oh, when the part with the carrots, like the baby carrots going in the mouth, and then like the kid. Me and my dad have been quoting that for like this like whole week. Like whenever we eat food or anything or talk about just random stuff, we bring that up into conversation somehow. Okay, we have 5 minutes until we have to go to break, so let's get through these next couple topics.
Alright. The other one is the Miss Peregrine trailer, or Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, based on the popular novel by Ransom Riggs. Directed by Tim Burton, which is seen as a return to form in the style, starring Ava Green and Samuel L. Jackson, among other people. What are your thoughts on the trailer?
Well, return to form for Tim Burton has been said for about the last 10 years. But I was surprised. I kind of stopped following Tim Burton, so I was unaware of this film. Really liked the trailer. It does seem like his tone, and I feel like he can do it right. Was Sam Jackson in the trailer?
For like a split second.
Because I didn't even notice that until you said that, so that makes me even more excited.
He
But
is the one black guy, like he is in every other film.
yeah. Um, yeah, I never even realized that, but that does, that it does look really good, and the concept just looks incredible, especially for Tim Burton. What are your thoughts?
Well, just for reference, to go back to the Return to Form thing, on his IMDb page, I'm going to go from Sweeney Todd up. Alice in
Okay.
Wonderland, which was an LSD trip, which critics were not a fan of. Dark
But it
Shadows,
did have a good style.
yeah, Dark Shadows, which did have a style, but underperformed everywhere.
Did you like Dark Shadows?
I didn't get around to it. I heard it was bad.
It was, nah.
Yeah. And then there's Frankenweenie, which does have a style.
Yeah,
and
that one I liked.
It was a throwback to his other films that he's done, or one of them. And I don't think it did very well at the box office, though.
I don't know if it did either.
And then there's Big Eyes, which I personally loved.
I haven't seen Big Eyes, but I hear everyone likes it. I didn't realize that came out recently, though. I thought it came out a while back.
I tricked my friend at the time into seeing it. It was like, you guys want to see the new Tim Burton movie? Oh, sure. And it's live action, and it's about a painter, and oh, look at the eyes. It looks so much like what he would do. And you walk in, and there's Christoph Waltz smacking up his wife. It's like, what the hell is this? And I'm just sitting there with a big old grin on my face saying, this movie's amazing.
Wait, Christoph Waltz is in...
Yeah.
What?
Christoph Waltz, Amy Adams.
Is Sheldon Cooper in that?
Who?
Sheldon Cooper, Jim Parsons.
Oh.
Is that the other one?
He's in Home.
No, there's like an... this is called Big Eyes?
Yeah.
I think there's another one called like Little Fish or something like that, with Jim Parsons, like Jack Black, and had like a miscellaneous... I think Bill Murray was in it too. And I guess I've been getting those two confused. I don't know what that film is called though, but I always got those two confused.
He's in nothing with that sort of name. But are you thinking of Big Fish?
Big Fish, yeah. That's what I'm thinking of.
Wait, Jack Black's in that?
I thought Jack Black... my exposure to Big Fish was like walking through a Target and seeing it on the TVs. So, I don't know if he's in it. I've just always associated him with it.
Sadly, it was taken off Netflix, so I can't prove you wrong.
Oh, darn it. I was going to get around to that, like eventually, like you. I had 2 episodes of Friends to watch, too.
Don't judge me, goddammit!
So we got 2 minutes. Let's get through the
last bit of news. The remake of the classic film Ben-Hur has a trailer released recently. To reactions everywhere being meh.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I was so upset watching that. When I heard they were remaking it, I thought they were gonna go practical effects, like old school Hollywood, like almost like what was that called? Oh, I can't remember. It just came out.
Hail Caesar?
Hail Caesar, yeah.
The one I just mentioned, like
yeah, the one you just mentioned, like. But I thought like they're gonna go old time Hollywood, practical effects, grand scale, and this looks like just CGI.
Just garbage, right?
Yes.
Everywhere.
I was confused. Like Morgan Freeman, I love Morgan Freeman,
Yes.
but it's like hair.
The one practical effect that matters: his hair in dreadlocks.
Yeah, he reminds me of
that. Is amazing.
That hair though reminds me of the John Travolta film that he made a while back, like the John Travolta.
Battlefield Earth.
Yeah, like his hair and that. That's
that was Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, well,
I swear to God, not all black guys are the same.
I know, but no, I'm not.
Samuel L. Jackson.
No, I'm talking about like John Travolta's hair in that movie.
Oh.
That's what Morgan Freeman's hair
reminds me. I'm pulling the race
card
too early.
Yeah, I'm not that much of a racist.
Not that much. I'm only casually racist. Other than that, no, it's fine.
If my friend Walter is listening, then he knows. Walter's like my only friend that's black, and I make so many racist jokes towards him, but he loves me still.
Just back to the trailer, not casual racism. There was one good part though. I like the POV shot where he gets launched out of the ship and he goes into the water with a chain attached to his foot.
That did look cool.
Yeah,
there were some cool shots.
That's all CG.
It reminded me of like The Legend of Tarzan, or not? Yeah, The Legend of Tarzan that comes out this year too. Like just CG. Okay, well we got 23 seconds, audience. So we're gonna end right here, and in 5 minutes we're gonna come back live at 7:35 to talk about 10 Cloverfield Lanes and our thoughts. Okay, well, I'll see you guys in 5 minutes.
Bye.
Hello guys, welcome to the second part of our show. So during the break, me and James got talking, and he brought up some news to me. So James, will you announce the news that came out?
Something that Declan did not know about. Harry Styles was cast in Christopher Nolan's newest film, Dunkirk, about a World War II battle that I'm not going to go into any further info about because I am ignorant and do not know my history very well.
Harry Styles.
There are two things we should address here. First of all, Harry Styles. Why? Second of all, Nolan isn't doing a sci-fi film for the first time since Insomnia, which nobody saw. I find that just weird.
I feel like Christopher Nolan could do a good World War II film. I don't know if Christopher Nolan can do a good World War II film starring Harry Styles. Harry Styles. And then when you said that, I was like, okay, maybe he said Harrison Ford, and I just heard that way wrong. But then I was like, One Direction Harry Styles? And you're like, yeah, One Direction Harry Styles. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, I've always thought of Christopher Nolan as a smart filmmaker. I love his work with the Dark Knight trilogy. I'm a big fan of Batman. Probably it is my favorite on-screen depiction of the Batman. But Harry Styles, that just doesn't make sense. And okay, James, I'm gonna ask you. Since you said you and me were talking. You said that Christopher Nolan is like probably one of your favorite directors of all time, right?
Oh, up there. It's probably my favorite.
Like favorite living one?
Well, he barely beats out Kubrick since I haven't seen all of his work yet.
But isn't Kubrick dead?
Yeah, he died in 99, 98.
Yeah, okay. So, what do you think about your favorite director directing a World War II film out of his usual genre, starring a pop boy band? Remember, and this might go well, because look at Boogie Nights. That was like Mark
Wahlberg.
Yeah, and the Funky Bunch. That was him getting out of that. So maybe this will go good. Maybe it won't. What are your
thoughts? Defense of everything, just looking at his filmography right now, he has not done one god-awful film. Everything is done is up in the echelon of just greatness.
That can be debated.
What are you going to debate about, though?
I mean, it's... Okay. He has a great film work. The Dark Knight Rises was mixed. Inception was mixed.
It's not mixed.
Yeah, it was mixed. Oh, not Inception. Sorry, not Inception. Inception was
Interstellar.
Wonderful. Interstellar was mixed.
Even then, let's
look
at it like this. He has been nominated for 3 Oscars: 2 for writing for Memento and Inception, and 1 for Best Picture for Inception. Mm-hmm. And looking at the Oscars for the year Inception was nominated, Best Directors were Tom Hooper for King's Speech, which won, Darren Aronofsky for Black Swan, David O. Russell for The Fighter, David Fincher for The Social Network, and the Coen brothers for True Grit. What do all those have in common?
I have no clue.
They're all Oscar bait.
Oh, yes.
It's British guy, mental deterioration, boxing, which has a good history with the Oscars, a biopic, and a remake of a classic film, which they already give awards to.
Yes.
This could be his this could be his version of Oscar bait, because he's never done that before.
Yeah, I could see that.
He could be just begging to get the marquee of Oscar-nominated director instead of Oscar-nominated Christopher Nolan. And even then, all his nominations were with his writing partner, Jonathan Nolan, his brother.
Yeah. Well,
this could just be him saying, "Screw it, I won an Oscar." And I mean, you gotta trust the guy. I mean, already attached, he has Tom Hardy, Mark Rylance, and Kenneth Branagh. All just great actors. Rylance is arguable for his recent film, but I trust him.
I don't know if you could hear, but my dog was like barking. I think he disagrees with you.
I will go over there and I will bark back.
But no, I love Christopher Nolan and his films. He's not as good as my director, Edgar Wright, but Anyways, let's get to
I
10
hear everyone in the
Cloverfield.
background just like, fight, fight, fight.
10 Cloverfield Lane. Let's get talking about that. So let's start it off with: have you seen the first Cloverfield?
No, I have not.
You did not. I saw it. I liked it. I was 12, I think 12, 14, 13, prepubescent Declan watching it. And the thing I liked about it was, I know a lot of people don't like it, but I liked the originality of it because there's all, I think by that time it was like Paranormal Activity 2, and they was doing all these horror found footage films, but they were all like ghosts. And I really liked the whole idea of like Godzilla found footage. And it had an okay story. I just liked the idea more of it, if anything. But my favorite thing about 10 Cloverfield Lane was there was a few people like me that liked the first Cloverfield. And we were like demanding a sequel. And no one ever thought it was going to happen. And especially when J.J. Abrams became part of Star Wars, we thought, okay, we're not going to hear anything about it. But J.J. Abrams kind of used that Star Wars buzz to hide 10 Cloverfield Lane, because then Star Wars came out, and then he's like, oh yeah, in 2 months, here comes 10 Cloverfield Lane, a film I've been producing. So I like that he was able to hide it that way. Now,
And just looking at it, just a sequel to a hugely popular movie comes out in January. No one's expecting it. And hell, they still have a Cloverfield 2 slated for release under his producing.
they do?
Yeah.
That's because the film, like, literally, I think it was like the first trailer came out like a month or two ago, and it was like announced at that same time.
Yeah.
So, what was your first exposure to 10 Cloverfield Lane? Like, when was like the first time you saw a trailer? What was your reaction when you heard that was coming out?
Well, it was right around Oscar season, so I'm just looking back on it and saying, like, we have another room. Except for this time, rating isn't guaranteed. So, it piqued my interest.
Yeah.
Of course, having the Cloverfield name attached to it, you had to expect sci-fi elements to come out of it, which,
well,
for the connection, it did.
Well, my favorite thing about the 10 Cloverfield thing was when I saw the trailer, it didn't give anything really away. I was interested, and I wasn't sure if they're going to do like an anthology route type deal, like where the Cloverfield thing was just gonna be like a suspense film each different time. And I can even say after watching the film, I'm still not sure if it's an anthology or if it's in a direct sequel, without going into spoilers. But
I think a good thing to call it is the sidequel.
Yeah. Yes.
Where it's happening simultaneously as with Cloverfield.
Well, yeah, and the thing that happens in the film, I think takes place like maybe a couple days or weeks after, because they're spending a huge amounts of time in the bunker. But what was I guess I forgot what I was gonna ask. I was really excited when I first saw the trailer for it because first of all, you got John Goodman. And then you got the guy that plays Emmett in the film, and I have no clue who he is. And then you had Mary Elizabeth Taylor. And Mary Elizabeth Taylor I fell in love with her and her acting, I think, 3 years ago, whenever Scott Pilgrim vs. the World came out, which was directed by Edgar Wright.
Was she,
She was Ramona.
Oh, I was thinking she was the ex-girlfriend.
No. She, the ex-girlfriend, I can't remember who played her, but yeah, she would play Ramona. And the only other, I had a crush on her before that too, like when I was really little, because she was in a Disney film called Sky High.
Oh my God, yes.
With Kurt Russell, I think, right, as the dad.
Yeah. Oh God, I love that movie.
And she was the bad guy in that. And that's how I remember her. So halfway through, I totally forgot about Sky High until like halfway through 10 Cloverfield Lane. I was watching it and I was like, she said Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and I knew that, and I was like, wait, what else is she in? I know she's in something. And then halfway through the movie, I looked to the person sitting next to me, which was a total stranger. And I was like, she's in Sky High. And he just gave me this weird look. He had no clue what I was talking about. And you said, you posted on Facebook that when you saw 10 Cloverfield Lane, it was an empty theater, right?
Yeah, it was. I walked in with about 5 minutes before it started, and then I had a couple about 3 times my age walked in.
Oh.
Other than that, yeah, it was completely empty.
That confuses me, because you live in California, right?
Yeah.
Do you live in a very populated city?
Yeah, we're about 100,000.
Okay, yeah, I live in Montana. So there's probably about 100,000 people in my whole state. But in the theater, it was crowded. I mean, I had trouble finding the seat. Fortunately, I went alone, so I was able to like sit by a random person, like I said, talk about Sky High. But I was surprised to hear that your theater had empty theater, and I was expecting my theater to be empty. I turned around the corner and saw like how hard I was going to find a seat, and I was shocked because I was like, "This is Montana. This is The Room sci-fi. This movie's been marketing for like a month. I didn't expect anyone to see it." And so when I saw that, I was just really surprised.
Are you ready for me to blow your mind even more?
Yes.
All right, 2 things. First of all, Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yes. Oh, I said Taylor, didn't I?
Yes, Elizabeth Taylor's 1960s. I think that's Cleopatra, actually. Mm-hmm. John Gallagher Jr. is Emmett. No relation to the comedian.
Okay.
And do you remember Ben?
Ben.
On the phone.
Ben on the phone. Oh,
yes.
Yeah, her ex.
Yes. He was played by Bradley Cooper.
Really?
Yes. On IMDb, he's listed as, I don't know who got him in the movie, but he had that one part.
I wonder if like the director had experience with him, or J.J. Abrams. I felt like maybe like J.J. Abrams was like, "Hey, play this Ben guy, and I can get you the next Star Wars." I don't know.
Oh my god! Don't get my hopes up, Jesus Christ.
That would be so cool. Can you imagine like to even blow your mind more and to go off topic? How cool would it be to see Bradley Cooper in the next Star Wars, but not see Bradley Cooper? Instead, hear his voice in the body of a raccoon, as in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, you know what? That's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, Marvel. Oh my gosh, Marvel owns Star Wars. I totally forgot.
No, Disney owns Star Wars.
Yeah, Disney owns Star Wars, but same thing. That would be so cool.
He has no affiliation with J.J. Abrams, but the director, just for a little input, he did a short film about Portal, the video game.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. For No Escape, right?
Yeah, and after J.J. Abrams saw that, he took him under his wing, and now he's his protege.
I would say for his first film, this would definitely be a great first film. I know that you don't like the film that much when it gets to the end, but I still enjoyed it. I agree it gets a little dragged on, but I liked it.
Okay, do you need anything, or should we go into spoilers right now?
We're about 15 minutes, so yeah, let's go into spoilers. So if you have not seen 10 Cloverfield Lane, or if you don't care, you can stay and listen. So yeah, let's get into spoilers for 10 Cloverfield.
Great way to sell it.
Yes.
Alright, well, okay then. Why? She goes in the car, and it just seemed, okay, first of all, the monsters look weird, but literally, she turned into a Boy Scout and says, I'm going up in the sky. You know what? He's about to abduct me. I'm going to make a Molotov cocktail and then throw it in his mouth.
Yeah.
And somehow, this big alien just blows up and flies away.
Yes.
Why?
Well, I don't know. If someone threw a Molotov cocktail in my mouth, I'd probably run away.
But you're not a 2,000-pound alien floating in the sky who can just kill everybody.
Yeah, that's where I wish it would have ended. Like, I don't know, in the first Cloverfield, and this isn't really a spoiler because the film's been out for so long, the very end of the film, everyone dies. The camera pretty much drops, and that's the end of the film. So for
Cloverfield.
Yeah, in the original Cloverfield. So I was kind of hoping she was going to get eaten, and that would be the end of the film.
Well, they might be alluding to the fact that, like, when she turns into, I think, it's not Baton Rouge, it's the other one.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of
Houston.
Yeah. when she turns to there, it could signify that she's going to die.
Yeah, because there's that lightning. That was I like that shot.
Oh yeah, that was a cool shot.
Yeah, with the lightning.
She goes up and it looks like she's going to Baton Rouge, and then she makes the turn and goes into Houston.
Mm-hmm. Now, there was plenty of jump scares in this film.
Yeah.
And I don't like. I'll admit this. I don't like horror films at all.
Oh, preaching to the choir here. I hate horror films.
I am such a scaredy cat, and so.
Oh no,
You're not.
I went with a friend. I saw The Shining with a friend, and we did the riff tracks of it. And I go to her or when I talk to her, I used to go up to her every time and just be like, let me finish. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in.
Yeah.
Bash them right the fuck in, and it's funny. It's one of the funniest movies I've seen, and it's just he's over the top.
Yeah. Oh, but during 10 Cloverfield Lane, I was on my seat during some of the suspense things. Like when she was climbing in the vent and he was jabbing the knife.
Oh,
and he had half his face burnt off. I was half tempted to leave the theater. I was like, I'm going to go walk in that hallway thing and cover my eyes and look at the screen that way. Because I felt so... And I feel bad for the person sitting right next to me. Because I'm 16. I look like I'm 12. And... this is what his experience is. Anytime anything remotely tense happens, I'm starting to hold one of my hands over my face, and then halfway through the movie, when they're putting a puzzle together, I'm like, "Hey, she's in the sky high." But so I felt bad for him for that, but that part scared me. The vent thing, the car crash at the beginning.
I hated those. I hated the titles. Car crash. Here's the title. Another car crash, and it just the sound over and over.
I love how they did that though. The style of that, this huge frantic thing, and then pausing without audio and showing the title. I like that, but the initial car crash when it was just boom, that scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, I didn't. I like the style of it, but I don't know. Maybe it was my theater, but it was so loud.
Oh, mine was too. It was I was covering my ears almost. That got me, and then the Emmett thing got me. When Emmett got killed.
I still like what they did there when the gun went off and how it was ringing. It was slowly.
Oh yeah, I love that style. But I was I kind of saw it coming, but then I was oh wait, John Goodman's in this for the long run. He wants to be a friend. He doesn't want to scare her. He'll accept it. He said that he wouldn't throw him in the bucket. And then he just shoots it. And, his gun just comes in for, a split second and you see it fire. And I was like, oh, crap. That scared the crap out of me.
Oh, my God. When he goes in the it's not hydrochloric acid.
The acid. We'll just call it that.
Ammonium chlorate. It's something chlorate acid.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, how did that get away with PG-13 rating?
I was so surprised by that, too. I was surprised when I first found out it was PG-13. Because I was scared that I was oh, this isn't going to be that good. But watching the film, I was that shouldn't have been rated PG-13.
It passed the language rating.
Yeah. I can see how it's rated PG-13. But yeah. I feel they should have just rated it R. Because of the there's nothing in there that's really super bloody or anything like that, but it gets super suspense. You get so tensed. I was waiting an hour. After the movie came out, I was still tensing up, and my fists were tensed. I don't know how to say any other word besides tense, but yeah.
I didn't have that. I finished the movie, got out, went to a lacrosse game, and watched someone get a concussion. Or here's what happens. He hits head into the player, walks 2 steps, and literally he's like a plank, and he just falls to the ground. I had no tenseness. It was just I got out, and sun beating down on me, and I was ready to watch some guys hit each other.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now there's some pretty good reveals in this movie, so I'll go by it in chronological order. The first one being her realizing that the car that hit her off the road was John Goodman's.
I didn't like that very much, though.
I didn't like it.
I would have preferred it. Nah. Or you go.
No, you go. I've been
I
talking a
didn't
lot.
like the fact that it was just she sees it and then it's a flashback to her seating the car. I
Yeah,
would
I
have
didn't like
preferred
that
it
either.
if it was like a slow like, oh, there's his car and my car next to it
Uh-huh.
and there's blood in the car and I don't know. I think it would have been a lot cooler if
Well, that wasn't her
it was a
car
slow reveal,
next to it, was it?
huh?
Because that wasn't her car next to it. That was the people that came by later.
It wasn't.
No, it was the people that came by that were trying to get in later.
Then where were their bodies?
They were in the farm. Like when she goes into that building, hiding from the alien later on. One of them's in there.
Oh, I thought John Goodman somehow got there. I was confused with
No,
the continuity.
but I didn't like how because he later revealed that it was him trying to get home frantically. So I kind of like how there was that idea that he was abducting her, and then it turned out he was frantic. Because I can buy that. But to get to the second reveal being her realizing that he's not lying about the air outside when she goes and tries to escape and there's that girl. How did you think about that?
Oh, that was great because when you see when you see it in the trailer, you think, oh god, someone screwed up the trailer again. They had a big
Yeah,
third act reveal in the middle, and they
yeah,
showed it, and
and then it
it was
happens
within
like
the
the first
first
scene.
act.
Yeah,
But then they also showed the house in the second trailer, so that's
yeah,
not very.
but
But yeah, that was great.
yeah, I was like, oh gosh, because of how this film was, and because I wasn't sure if this was an anthology or not, I was like, John Goodman very could be lying, and this could be a film about abduction.
I knew that he wanted her for whatever purposes by one thing or by two things.
What?
Or first of all, he did have a very religious aspect to him, and they were
Yeah.
always crazy in movies.
Uh-huh.
And second of all, he had a slightly higher voice and a slight lisp.
Hmm.
And for some reason, Hollywood sees that as a thing like, oh, he's weird.
Yeah.
Let's make him a villain.
Well, I loved how he was such like a humanized villain. Like this person could actually exist. Like a conspiracy person could actually live like this.
Oh yeah, I had a friend in middle school who her parents got on that one Doomsday prepping show.
Oh, see, I
Yeah,
live in
so
Go ahead.
I was I had to get used to this.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I never met her parents, but I knew someone that could have been like that.
Yeah, I live in Montana, so like 1 in 10 people are like that.
Well, are you in a tornado area? Whatever
No,
it's called? No.
no. Montana gets like no. We had like one a while back, but that's like in the eastern Montana where it's all flat. I live in western where it's mountains and it's like impossible.
Oh.
So yeah, but that reveal got me big time because I was like, Emmett's in on it, John Goodman's in on it. They're gonna kill her. There's nothing wrong, and that happened. I was like, oh, there is something wrong.
See, I like how they play with your ideas though. Like
Yeah. They get you switching back and forth.
it's like Emmett. You know, he's the
Yeah.
redneck and he has a broken arm. You wonder why.
Yeah.
You assumed him. Oh, he's gonna rape her, but he doesn't. He's a genuinely good guy. And then she controls him. She tries to control him sexually.
Mhm.
There's
Well, I
a
feel-
lot of subtleties in there. That's like genius.
There was all of those ideas, and John Goodman was creepy. And the other reveal I liked about it was before they're gonna have the thing where because they had it pretty much. They did all the stuff, and they had you reveal in between, and they pretty much revealed that, oh, everything's okay. So they played this huge happy family theme. Then the air vent theme breaks. She goes up there, and then they pretty much find out before this whole entire stuff went down. John Goodman character abducted a girl from his town,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh crap, because then it kind of makes him like, oh, he actually is a bad guy. So then when everything bad happens later on, you start to hate him, and you have that like villain thing. Okay, so you're okay with this thing.
With them injuring him.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the whole entire idea, I was like, how is she gonna escape when that thing happened? And then she pushed that barrel down. That was so genius too.
Yeah, it's my one issue is that like I mean we know nothing about the character and basically all we know about her is that she had a rough patch with her boyfriend
Mhm.
and she just shows up in there.
Yeah.
I mean it's like some other movies where the supporting characters get more focused than the real one or than the main ones.
Mhm.
She's like this this gung ho martial arts trained Boy Scout who can do anything. I don't know. I didn't like that though.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the idea how they said that she was a fashion designer early on, so that worked. Like, I like how they set that up, but it did seem very much Deus Ex Machina. And the thing
Deus.
yeah, I can't pronounce words. I'm more canon. But the thing I did like about it, I wish they would have, like, I can't even think. I wish that Emmett would have just been like, because I feel like if Emmett would have revealed the suit, everything would have been okay. They're like, hey, we were going to talk to you about this, see if you're okay with it. Like, there was a better way to go about that, but I like how it played out. And then I was going to talk to you, my favorite scene in the whole film was when they were playing that, like, Pictionary charades game. When, like, the whole entire, I know what you guys are doing. I see you when you're sleeping, I know when you're awake type thing. And then she's like, and Emma's, like, about to explode thinking that he knows. Because I was like, oh, he knows. He knows. And then she was like, Santa Claus. And I was like, oh.
See, I didn't like that. It would seem so obvious.
Oh, I got that it was Santa Claus, but I was just like, I liked how Emmett had no clue.
See, I'm not that clever. I was thinking of the government. Because, our generation, we hate the government. We're definitely poking fun at them.
Yeah.
But it seemed like a lazy screenwriting tactic that they always do, where they tease the villain knows something, and they give him out and out to say that.
Yeah. I feel like that was because of how this is like a thriller film, that they were definitely doing that just for the thrills, but it got me thrilled, I would say.
Have you seen The Gift?
I have not. I've heard that's good.
Oh, I wouldn't say, it wouldn't compare anything to this, because that is, The Gift is literally, the tone is about as dark as you can get, and the pacing is about as slow as you can get, other than the climax of the film, which is just like breakneck pacing. Mm-hmm. But it seemed a lot more, the writing seemed, or at least the writing for the villain seemed familiar to me.
Yeah.
Where it was, he always on shifting ground of morals, where if what he was doing was well deserved, whereas in this one it was going back and forth more. That one was just, it started slow and then it just went off the deep end really quick.
Yeah.
I guess what happened here too with the girl, whoever her relation was.
Yeah. And the whole Megan thing, I was upset with that.
One little thing that annoyed me though was when they had the help. I wish there was like a sound effect for her scraping her finger against it, because you couldn't really tell.
Yeah.
If it was inside or out until she said it.
Yeah, I wish they would have almost would have done I don't know, a flashback, but not really, but almost like a sound flashback, like you were talking about.
Oh,
yeah,
just like to give a to show her mind trying to process what would have happened.
Yeah, because I didn't get the whole entire thing of it being Megan, or the girl that he was saying was Megan, until she said it later on.
Yeah.
So I wish.
I mean, you wouldn't have gotten it. I think that's a bit lazy though.
Yeah, it would have been. But okay, 1 out of 10. 10 being the best. What would you give this film?
I'd give it like a high 8, maybe like an 8.8, 8.7.
That's what I was.
It's flawed, but it's still it's really good and interesting.
The ending is definitely dragged out, I would say, at the end.
But it's dragged out, and I think it's a lazy tie-in, but it needs something.
I liked it though. The thing I liked about it was because I was still not sure if this is an anthology. When she got on top of that, I was like, is that the helicarrier from Avengers? Or because that's what it looked like. But
see, I think you're thinking about Deadpool.
Yeah. Well, we have a minute left, so
all right.
Time to wrap things up. So I would give it probably a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
So I think this was a success for our first episode. I don't know how many people are listening.
It's a good first episode.
Yeah, it's a good first episode. Definitely next week. Next week, Batman vs. Superman. That's going to be exciting. And if there's no news next week, I definitely think we probably will just do an hour long talk.
Yeah. And fingers crossed we get somebody on that next week.
Yes, we have someone but we're not sure. Hopefully it goes well. Well, guys, thank you for listening to the first episode of Film Culture. You can find us on YouTube at Film Culture or on Spreaker at Film Culture. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.